If you come to the Philippines, you got to watch your words. You got to watch your language. Why? Because a lot of the words people use, let's say in America, are different than the words people use in the Philippines. For example, one day I went to a restaurant, a fast food restaurant, and I asked for a napkin. And the lady looked at me like, huh? And I said, yeah, give me a napkin. And she goes, oh, we don't sell napkins in this restaurant. And I said, why? And she goes, and she shook her head in shock. And then later I found out that napkins were what girls use on their monthly menstrual periods. And then so in the Philippines, if you want to ask for a napkin, you must ask for a tissue. You say, can I have a tissue? And then they give you a napkin. But if you ask for a napkin, they don't usually have a napkin. Today, we're going to talk about some amazing facts about the Philippines, some interesting things that you may not know. Number one is that the Philippines, they have 3 babies born every 60 seconds in the Philippines. That's babies born 24 hours a day. 3 babies every minute. Also, the Philippines is last in birth control. They don't believe in birth control. They believe in making babies, yes, which isn't all bad. Some countries, they pay people to, their own race to make babies. Races like Korea and other countries, they're not making enough babies. So the Philippines, they don't really practice birth control because it's predominantly Catholic, and Catholic doesn't really believe in the birth control. Needless to say, many people in the Philippines are what? They're sexual. In 2023, the Philippines averaged 500 million text messages in one day. That's one day. And in 2024, they're going to average 1 billion text messages every day. What does that tell you about the Philippines? They're friendly people. They like to talk. They like to chatter. Also, out of all the Asian countries, the Philippines is one of the most social countries. They're probably considered one of the friendliest countries. They like to chatter. They like to socialize. Filipinos are great CCTVs. If you have a Filipino neighbor, they will watch you in the Philippines. 2, 1. They'll watch your neighbors. They'll watch for people coming around your house. It's really great. There's no need for a CCTV. Just have a Philippine neighbor. In the Philippines, the PNB, the Philippine National Basketball Association, is the second oldest basketball organization in the world, next to the NBA, I believe. And Philippines plays basketball every day. If you go to the Philippines, every barangay has a basketball court. Every young man likes to play basketball, and some young women too. They play basketball in college. They don't play sports like baseball and football very much, a little bit of soccer. However, basketball is predominantly the main sport in the Philippines. And if you're in the Philippines and you're a good basketball player, basketball definitely will be available. However, if you're a baseball player, a softball player, it's very limited, almost nothing. Also, if you're a basketball player like Jordan Clarkson of the Utah Jazz, he was a naturalized citizen of the Philippines, and he became a member of the Philippine basketball tournament when they played against China and other countries. The Philippines now naturalizes many people who want to become Philippine citizens and play for the Philippine sports teams. Another interesting thing about the Philippines I don't understand is that Filipinos, they love drinking coffee. And in the Philippines, it's very hot. And so I asked, why do you want to drink hot coffee on a hot day? And they said, we love coffee. And usually in America and other places, they drink coffee because they like it also. However, a lot of places are cold and they drink the coffee to warm themselves up. If you come to the Philippines, especially Manila, you're going to see a lot of jeepneys. These are long sort of jeeps that transport people at a low fare. Like I say, they're mostly in Manila and they're low cost. And what they were military vehicles left over in World War II. The Americans, they left these vehicles behind, and they went ahead and took the bodies, and they reshaped them, and they took out the windows, and they squeeze in about 20 people in these jeepneys, and they travel all over the place. They have them in Cebu, too. I've been in those, and they're very squishy, and they're a cheap form of transportation, and you can only find the jeepneys. Where? In the Philippines. Also, for you who are toy buffs, who like toys, who enjoy toys, the oldest toy in the world was known in 440 BC was the yo-yo. Mr. Pedro Flores, he patented that yo-yo, became a raging success all over the US and the world. I believe it was around the 1950s. The yo-yo was an incredible toy. Everyone was playing the yo-yo. Do you remember the Sleep the Dog? You know, you'd have that yo-yo and the dog would be sleeping, and then you'd pull up and the dog would come up. Woo! Sleeping the dog! On the yo-yo, we all played yo-yo, and yo-yo's still around today. However, they kind of come and go in circles and cycles, and the yo-yo will come back as one of those toys that lots of kids will enjoy playing again. Also, the Philippines is #1 exporter of coconuts. We call it buku.
Put the lime in the coconut, then you feel better. Put the lime in the coconut, then you feel better. Put the lime.
And if you go and you buy coconuts or coconut juice all around the world, you're probably buying that from the Philippines. Why? Because the Philippines has an excellent climate for growing this coconuts, and they export these all over the world. Also in the Philippines, a lot of people hang out. You know, they have work and stuff, but sometimes there's lots of people and they just hang out and they just go ahead and watch your business and they talk to you and they are friendly. They ask you what you're doing, you know, how your day was and stuff. But if you live in other countries, let's say in Europe or America, they don't do that, especially in America. They're busy going to work, coming home, going to work. They don't have time to talk to you. However, in the Philippines, these people are friendly. They want to know how your day was. And if you travel, one time I traveled with a girl and she went to the restroom, and this lady that didn't even know her, just out of the blue, she started asking about her life and about her boyfriend and about what she's doing. And she took forever, and she came out of the restroom. I said, "You took a long time." And she said, "Well, I was explaining my life to this lady who was talking to me in the restroom." See, that shows you that the Philippine people are friendly. They like to chatter, and they like to talk to strangers. This is very rare in other countries. Also, places like America, they have police officers giving tickets in the cars and the highway patrol, and they're watching you. They're giving you tickets with the radar guns. However, in the Philippines, the police officers typically don't give tickets. It's the LTO or the highway patrol. They do have like a highway patrol, they'll give tickets. But the police officers normally don't give tickets. And so if you're driving around the Philippines, don't worry about it. And also in the Philippines, there's not a lot of driving laws. So you can kind of just drive as you please. There's no speed limits. Once in a while, there's like a no U-turn sign and stuff like that. But they do have, you know, traffic signals and so forth. However, the speeding part of it, if you're speeding or going a little fast, let's say in a country road, the police won't give you a ticket. You can just drive. However, drive at your own risk. Another interesting thing about the Philippines, I don't understand, is that Filipinos, they love drinking coffee. And in the Philippines, it's very hot. And so I asked, like, why do you want to drink hot coffee on a hot day? And they said, we love coffee. And usually in America and other places, they drink coffee because they like it also. However, a lot of places are cold and they drink the coffee to warm themselves up. But in the Philippines, they drink coffee when it's 110 degrees. That was a few facts, interesting facts about the Philippines. Philippines is a great country. It's a very interesting country. And it just has a lot of really cool things. So thank you so much for hanging out with us today, talking about the interesting things of the Philippines. It's very interesting things. And we appreciate you. Please subscribe if you like this content, like the show, and we look forward to seeing you. Yeah, we're going to see you next time.